Attention. This video is a record of a live stream held at twitch.tv/Corvid_communications. If you want to actively participate in chat or otherwise interact, please follow us on Twitch, and follow us on other social media sites as well. Please enjoy the following content.
Hello. Can everyone hear me? I forgot to turn my theme music back on. Let me fix that real fast. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Corvid Communications Executive Stream. As always, I am Calvin Cawthorn, your host and CEO of Corvid Communications Incorporated. Let's see, who all do we have this evening? Realm of Light, welcome. Royce, welcome to you. I know you in particular have been looking forward to tonight's game. Meldborn, welcome. And, am I missing anyone? I don't believe so far. Yes, welcome in, everyone. We are playing Penumbra Overture tonight, which is actually the first horror game I ever played. And that is not since I began streaming. No, that is the first real horror game I have personally ever played in my many years of living. It's going to feel like late middle school, early high school all over again for me. Hopefully without the awkwardness. Let's be real here, the awkwardness is still going to be here. So, before we move on to tonight's game, let's go over a few announcements. Yes, so some of you have already noticed, based on the fact that there's already like 1,185 points raised, that for this month, I have determined a little points fundraiser. Not really a fundraiser, is it, since there's no actual money involved. But basically, you can turn in your channel points collectively, and if at or before the end of the month we have reached goal, I will record a cover of a villain song, which once we've reached goal, I will create a poll with 3 villain songs I really like, and you will get to determine which of them I sing. So, may the odds be ever in your favor! That may have been unnecessary. Anyway, and what are we? Yes, Realm of. I saw that you had already contributed some points. Yes, I'm looking forward to everyone participating in this. So, Baby Cawthorn, what are you doing? Are you all hearing that? Oh, yes, you are. Let's go ahead and put that way, shall we? Okay. Sorry, Baby Cawthorn was rubbing like a cup against a side table I have here. Yes. Yeah, I know. That's why I was like, I'm going to stop that before it gets worse. So, what else were we playing this week? I know I had a little schedule set up somewhere. And what I mean somewhere, I literally have it on my screen here. Yes, we're playing Shadows over Loathing on Friday. I think everyone's looking forward to that. 2,000... Oh, wow. That is a lot. But yes, I hope everyone's having a wonderful evening. And I'll admit, I did get the game set up, but I didn't want to have it quite open yet when we started, just because I absolutely love the way this game opens. So, I think that's enough announcements other than just, I do have something in the works for my birthday stream, which is going to be March 20th at our usual time. So, I'm going to go ahead and get to the game. I will go into more detail as to what I'm doing on my birthday once I've hashed out some details with those who will be joining us that evening. Alright, let's get to the gameplay, and let's get this game open. I have been looking forward to this for a while. I can already feel the nostalgia flowing through my veins. Okay. Oh, it didn't go. Gosh dang it. love when it does that. I love when it does that. It was working just fine earlier. And I need to fix the graphics. Nope, I don't need to fix the graphics. Okay. Let's try that one more time because I want that, because other than the audio being just absolutely marvelous, that beginning intro... Baby Cawthorn, are you getting into things you shouldn't? Are you pressing buttons? Buttons? Are you pressing buttons? That is literally what I was trying to avoid, Baby Cawthorn. He hit the button. I did not want him to hit the button. You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna look up that intro text on YouTube real fast. You have to see this. You must! You must! Nope. You get out of there. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. There you go. Over there where you can stop hitting monitor buttons. But you are going to return to where you can hit monitor buttons, won't you? Because you are a baby, and much like your father, you are incredibly curious. Okay. I'm going to get this on the display capture, and then we will get to the game. Because you have to see this, as I said. Alright, properties. Set that to... There we go. And display capture. There are things I need of you. Things you may not understand and may not wish to do. But please, do not make the same mistakes I did. My father Howard deserted me before I was born. I could claim the loss of my mother, and the letter I received after her funeral blinded me to what I had to do. It would be a lie. Human nature sealed my downfall. My name is Philip. If we are lucky, then by the time you receive this, I will be dead. If fate frowns, we all perish. Okay. That is how the game starts. For some reason, the game will not allow me to actually show you in the application itself, but I have fixed it. I have shown you what I needed to show you at the intro segment here, because I would not allow myself to show you the rest of this game until you had seen that particular portion. It adds necessary context, damn it! Alright, now let's make sure it's actually capturing the game audio. There will be a test on the Penumbra Overture studies later. Yes, there will be a test. I will be administering this test. Don't you worry. The test will come. But also, this menu music for this game is just... I love it. Just... It is the epitome of the lonely piano piece. It just sounds so somber. I love it. And honestly, the other games still use this theme, variations of it, but I still feel like the original game is the one that did it best. Also, Meldaborn, I think I may have already said this, but thank you for the 2,000 total to the villain song. The 2,000 points contribution to the villain song cover challenge. Alright. We're gonna start this on normal. My story began in February, year 2000. Considering that was 25 years ago, I now feel old.
For my part in this allegory, I'm not going to make the same mistakes my father made.
Can everyone hear everything okay?
Howard vanished from my mother's life before I was even in it. So when he sent me a letter a few days after Mum's funeral, it was the first I'd ever heard from him. Pity he was dead. Writing from beyond the grave must be a genetic habit in my bloodline. His letter contained a key, instructions, pleas for forgiveness. I figured the dead don't have much use for absolution, so I turned to his prophetic passing, which he inexplicably expected to come any day. Clearly averse to explanations, my father preferred to leave directions to a bank on Mayfair I'd never even heard of. In that bank was a safety deposit box in his name, and myself as executor. Of course, I went, as he knew I would. I discovered that despite the evidence, he'd been legally declared dead almost 30 years ago, and so the old book and collection of notes I found had, in the eyes of the law, been mine all this time. My father's instructions were to burn the documents, raise no further questions. But that was his error. No man's immune to the shameful trappings of curiosity, and my humanity got the better of me. The university I taught at was world-renowned for two things: physics and linguistics. I represented the first, and the man who stood for the second was stumped by my recent acquisition. The book was indecipherable. The notes, however, showed a location somewhere in uninhabited northern Greenland. It took me almost a year to book the last flight I'd ever take. As I watched civilization disappear along with Heathrow, I realised my father had disappeared 3 decades ago, almost to the day, and I considered in turn what it was that I was leaving behind. We landed on a strip of ice a few feet wide, and within minutes I was pulling away on a chartered boat, beginning the 12-hour journey that would lead me into my past.
So yes, that is our intro. We get a mysterious letter, apparently from beyond the grave, from our seemingly deceased father, whom we've never met. Finally, we're almost docked. I better stow my gear. I may be far from home, but chances are I can still pick things up using left mouse, and I can take a closer look at things using right mouse. Okay, I feel like there is a reticule I can add show crosshair on. I'm going to go ahead and do that just so that I can actually see what I'm pointing at. There we go. Oh. Always good to have a notebook to jot down information. I think I left my torch in the desk drawer next to the bed. It can be opened using my left mouse on it, holding the button down and moving the mouse. So this game has a lot of the typical trappings that a lot of horror games nowadays use, including being able to actually manipulate things with your hands like this. I want to take a closer look at this, but apparently right mouse button just means throw. I'm certain this map's a good decade or so out of date, but landmarks don't change much in Greenland, so I've got a pretty decent idea of where I'm heading. Can I examine the soup can? I cannot examine the soup can. So let's move this chair out of the way. There's a jacket. There's what appears to be a knapsack. Open the drawer. It's a rickety wooden desk. I can get that drawer open if I just hold the interact button and drag it with the mouse. The flashlight switches on and off via the inventory tab, or hopefully with the shortcut key F. Now, where's that emergency glow stick? Should still be in the locker. My key is in my inventory tab. Key for my old padlock. David Cawthorne, please stop pressing monitor buttons. Those buttons are not for you. They're not for you. There you go. 1. Good thing I have my torch at hand. This country seems to exist in a permanent state of twilight. A little ghoulish, but should be a decent fallback if the torch cuts out. I'll be honest, when I played through this game, I never used the flashlight. I always used the glow stick. Some extra batteries to power my flashlight. Jack Daniels. Smash. Dearest... Oh, wait, I remember this one. This one's a lady's voice. Dearest Eric.
Just a quick note before you set sail and leave me once again. I've left you a little something to remember me by in the chest at the foot of your bed. I really don't know why you still only have one bed on board. Taking shifts because of it is no way to get your rest. But what does a fisherman's wife know of life at sea? I'll be praying every night for you to make the catch you need, so that you can come home to me safely and soon. Please don't be gone for 5 weeks like last time. I know I might nag sometimes, but I do love you, you know. I've washed those overalls of yours. I know you'll get them covered in assorted fish parts in no time, but I still feel better knowing they've had a wash. But I forget. The Henriksons in the village have asked me to see if you'll be coming by any trout. I said that they were mostly out of season. If you do happen upon any, don't say anything. Stow them well on the ice, and I'll do something special with them to celebrate when you come home to me. The ship's captain deserves a little special treatment once in a while. Take care, my love.
Well, I may be a bit old-fashioned, but I feel like we may have been intruding on someone else's affairs and that. Let's see. Fish, bed. Anything else in here? Bye, ship's captain. We read your wife's note. As I stepped off the boat, setting out into the blizzard that had formed around me, I realized how utterly devoted I'd been to the discovery of my father's past. I had no idea what to expect. Soon enough, my concerns were justified. I don't know whether I lost my orientation or my spirit first, but I lost a feeling in my extremities soon after, and knew hypothermia was setting in. I started looking for shelter. So cold. Don't know where I am. Need shelter soon. My entire head went numb a long time ago, but I can still hear the wind roaring past. Or is that some kind of animal? If I click and hold the interact button, I should just about manage to pick up that rock. The cold's made me weak, but I can still throw things with the examine button when I'm carrying something. If I use interact, I can swing the stone more accurately. Or... it did not work. I've jotted down a note, just in case. I hope to God it's not frozen inside as well. So weak. But if I just use interact mode... okay. Am I turning this the wrong way? I just need to not die. It sounds like something's out there. It's like... okay, we got the hatch, and we climb down. I can't see the bottom, but it's my only chance to escape the cold. Ouch. That sounds like it hurt. Oh, good, the voices. Jesus, my head. I can't believe I fell that far and survived. Although looking around, maybe I didn't. What is this place? Okay, it is a height that could theoretically kill you, assuming you landed on your back. But if you land right, this is not lethal. But, to be fair, I learned this while working at the scout camp. You need about 3 feet to fall about 3 feet in order to break your neck. Don't ask me why they taught me that. I have no idea. They just taught me that. I should have known that rusty old ladder wouldn't hold my weight, but I didn't have any choice. I'd rather die down here than suffer that cold any longer. I mean, what'd you expect? You went to Greenland! Somehow your ankles aren't broken either. Well, that, I would say, really all depends on how you land. Okay. It's stuck. There must be something in the way. Flare. Yes, indeed, game, I do have flare. Those shelves are as old as everything else around here. It could be over 50 years since someone's been down here. Well, look, it's a 24-hour ration pack, long past its sell-by date. Nah, it's fine. It's probably still good. It's canned. Canned things never go bad. Ever. In the history of the world, Fallout teaches us this. Let's see. I can swing the hammer if I hold left mouse. I can make a backswing by pulling the mouse right, and then follow through by pushing left. The opposite works too. Pulling back and then thrusting forward produces a stabbing motion. I reckon if I hold down right mouse after the backswing, I should still be able to look around. Okay, that we're going to go ahead and assign to 1. We're gonna make it through this game. We have our security hammer. Alright. Empty boxes of ammunition? What is this place? My guess would be a Fallout bunker, Mr. Educator man. I don't know what you actually teach. Oh wait, you are a physics professor. Oh, let's try hitting the door first, see if that does anything. Looks like the basement of a doomsday prepper. You know, you could be right. Maybe we're just in someone's basement this whole game. Oh, to move things, I probably need to put the hammer down. Aww. Let's see, push. Also, considering how old these shelves are, they're probably either really heavy or really light. Also, I appear to have no clip to that flare that I saw under there out of the game. Great job, Mr. Hawthorne. Emergency exit procedures. I like how the music's already creepy and we haven't even encountered the scary stuff yet. Let's see here. What's this way? That hatch is seriously solid and won't open by one hand. Someone obviously wanted to keep people out. Or in. Okay, we're just gonna ignore what happened there. Nothing happened. There is no danger. This place is perfectly safe. Very OSHA compliant. But hey, at least now we can get the door open. A steel rod. Okay, this one's just a circle. Don't you just love how horror protagonists will see, like, very obvious danger and think, let's go in. You're a physics professor. I would expect you to understand that stuff like this is not going to end well for you. But hey, you know, curiosity never led to anyone's horrible demise. I just sit here, I'm playing this horrible game, and then baby Cawthorn's right next to me playing with the toy that goes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Humanity never made much progress by making the most logical decisions. You know what? That's fair. Whatever I was descending into, it was 100 feet below ground, protected by 2 solid metal hatches, located in a remote Arctic wilderness and buried beneath the snow. I didn't know what to expect, but it made me feel something I hadn't felt since I was a child. I'd never given it much thought before, but I realized that our entire society is a network of safety nets. Emergency services at the end of a phone line, health and safety in the workplace, friends, family, lovers. All there. If something goes wrong, part of a carefully designed structure to prevent all but the most mundane of emotions. Once again, I felt like I did when I was in school, surrounded by a closing ring of older kids, knowing anyone that might help me, friends, parents, teachers, were too scared or too far away. Are you saying you felt fear? Ooh, bottle. No idea what it is. Throwing it always works. There could be anything living down here. Heroics are for Hollywood actors and fairy tales. I'm not taking any chances. If I face off anything down here, I won't last a second. Caution and stealth are my only defenses now. No, you still have a hammer. If anyone or anything hears me, I'd be best off staying low and out of sight until I know whether or not it's a threat. Crouching by pressing left control will give me a chance to hide in the shadows. I know I've got it right because of the blue tint to my vision. Plus, I should be quiet enough that I won't be heard unless something's right on top of me. Better remember to shut off any light sources, though. My best bet is to hide for a couple of seconds or so perfectly still. That'll make me properly hidden. Okay, friend. It's stuck. I'm trapped. I need to get out. Like that, I'll be virtually invisible, and after some time I should get my night vision back, provided I stay still. Let's see, workshop or office. This game does a very good job with the sound design. And I mean that absolutely. Okay, first place we're probably gonna want to go is the office. Nothing bad exists in an office. This is just fact. There is nothing evil in the office. Trust me, I know that for certain. Alright, what's in here? This typewriter dates back even further than the war. Made in Germany, 1923. See, drawer. Oh. Beef jerky. Beef jerky, not without aroma. To be fair, Diagonal side-eye. Are we sure there's nothing suspicious in the office? I am dragged away by coworkers. No, of course not. There's nothing to be afraid of in the office. Nothing at all. Please get back to work. Alright, let's open all these drawers because we're bound to find something useful there. I like the little teary-eyed thumbs-up emoji. It's just like, eh? Oh, what's here? Painkillers. Okay, locked. I don't think we need a key. There are ways. It did not work. Need to do again. It worked! If the lock doesn't cooperate, use the heavy lockpick. Always works. Okay, nothing in there. Spare batteries. It's an old artifact. Ooh, notes. Copenhagen Post, Monday 17th August, 1930. Psychotropic deposits at the bottom of Death Mine. Well, that's oddly placed. I wonder what mine we're in. Researchers at the University of Copenhagen have suggested that mind-altering chemicals naturally sewn into the rock may be the cause of high suicide rates at a Greenland mine. The university, which has recently been conducting studies into isolated communities, first became interested in the workers of the Northwestern lead mine last year. Wait, we're in the lead mine? Oh, no wonder people went loony. We're in a lead mine! They discovered that even taking into account Greenland's naturally higher suicide rate, local figures for the last 100 years were abnormally high at 46 deaths per 100,000 populace, compared to the national average of 29. On further investigation, experts diagnosed many of the miners' symptoms in common with the earlier stages of paranoid schizophrenia. This has prompted researchers to hypothesize that natural deposits of lysergic acid, a pH 4 formula recently discovered to have hallucinogenic properties, may be present in the rocks. Few locals were conductive to interview, but those who agreed to speak had their own explanation. Inuit spirits, known as the Turngate, live in the mountains. The university is awaiting results of chemicals testing. Studies continue. So, I'm going to say this right here. If we come across any weird stuff, it's gotta be the lead. There is lead in this mine, therefore it is the cause of all the ills. A bottle of Baxtrin might come in handy. Yes, just take mysterious chemicals. Nothing ever goes wrong when you do that.
15th August 1945, Command Bunker, Emergency Airstrip Zulu. Weekly report. Another unremarkable week in Greenland. Regular supply shipment received. Standard emergency drills carried out. Routine runway maintenance completed. I have ordered maintenance to be carried out twice weekly. From here on in due to the increased snowfall. And one wounded. The one wounded figure is no cause for concern back in London. The Germans haven't extended their front line by 4,000 miles. 2 of my men were caught manufacturing cherry bombs in a workshop/armory and succeeded in blowing off a couple of fingers. I take partial responsibility for this in that I allowed them to access the demolitions manual we keep in the storeroom, and I'm sure that's where they learned the ingredients. As a precautionary measure, I have now locked up that manual in the chest in my office, and will keep the key on my person at all times. Needless to say, both men have been disciplined, and the injured man has been sent home for medical care. I cannot help but think that a more suitable punishment would have been for him to stay out here, but the matter's out of my hands. The base is so disconnected sometimes I feel as if this war could end, and we might not even hear about it here. Supply and requisition order. A dynamite for excavation purposes. 7 bayonets, not necessary in my opinion, but procedure states we should have a full complement. 1 industrial ice pick for removing the damn ice that forms on the external hatch. And 1 pair of reading glasses, category 7C. In order for myself, my glasses are in rather poor state of repair and could do with replacing. Reconditioning of the mine continues to progress. The structure is being fortified from potential bomb damage, and excavation of previously caged-in areas is going ahead. 1 point of curiosity is some kind of archaeological find, an artifact buried in the earth and discovered by one of the work teams. Later this evening, after marshal duty, I shall take a closer look at the artifact. It appears to be man-made and may have working parts inside. I shall remove what looks like the front cover and see if I can discover the source of light which constantly emanates from it. Chief NCO M. Major.
I have no idea what MCO means. I'm assuming that's some sort of British thing, considering you mentioned London. Well. Should we get the book that's in here? Or touch the artifact? I could get the book, and then I could touch the artifact, or I could touch the artifact and then get the book. You know what? Grab the book first, because then at least if I die from it, I have a book. Big Book of Explosives, 1923 edition. Ooh, good year. Chapter 1.3, Black Match Fuse. The Black Match Fuse is one of the oldest, simplest, and most reliable fuses used in modern pyrotech. Books are also my priority. Yes. White Flower, Black Song, you've got your priorities worked out. It's easy to create, essentially consisting of just string and gunpowder, but be warned, The chemicals concerned will stain clothing, and as always, do concern as advised. Materials required: string, preferably cotton, black gunpowder, and Baxtrin. The strings should be coated with a thin layer of Baxtrin, which acts as an adhesive. The string is then carefully rolled in the gunpowder and left to dry at least a couple of minutes before use. Chapter 2.1: Dynamite. Invented by Alfred Nobel in 1866, and also the person who founded the Nobel, MCO stands for Mission Critical Occupations. They are given important goals or missions with a significant probability of failure. Oh! Thank you, Meldaborn. Thank you for explaining that. I did not know. It is... Alright. Invented by Alfred Nobel in 1866, and yes, this is the same Nobel that the Nobel Prize is named after, dynamite is commonly used in construction, mining, and demolition. It has proved far safer to handle than alternatives such as pure nitroglycerin, provided that it has been properly stored. Over time, the explosive component of dynamite is supposedly made safe by the presence of the diatomaceous earth that has a tendency to weep, making an old box of the explosive liable to detonate on contact. Ah, so the stuff that contains the explosive gets weaker over time if it's stored wrong. Materials required: 1 part diatomaceous earth, 3 parts nitroglycerin, small amount of sodium carbonate. Text unreadable. Then simply form into short sticks and wrap in paper. Wait, sodium carbonate? Ain't that baking? No. Sodium bicarbonate is baking soda, because that means it has 2 carbon. 1 carbon would basically mean 1 atom of sodium, 1 atom of carbon. I don't know what that is in normal terms, but the chemical name's right there. Trinitrotoluene? I'm guessing that's a V, not a U. It's a little bit pixelated, kinda hard to tell. I worked in a garden center for a while. So much of the stuff they sell has to be limited. Gardening and explosive making have a lot of things in common. That's good to know. Although, I guess that kind of makes a certain degree of sense, just because isn't like phosphate a fertilizer, but also, very flammable, like explosively so? Anyway, TNT was first discovered in 1863 by 1 sodium, 2 carbon, 1 oxygen. Don't quote me, I barely passed chemistry. I also barely passed chemistry. We have so much in common. But 1 sodium, 1 carbon, 1 oxygen. Don't quote me, I barely passed chemistry. Yeah, I barely passed chemistry too, Realm of Light. Okay, thank you for spelling it out in the chat, because the text was pixelated to the point where I could not tell if this here was a V or a U. Trinitrotoluene is a lot harder to spell than TNT. Yeah, that makes sense, and I'm guessing that's why it's TNT. Alright. Joseph Wilbrand, but it took some years before it yielded its true potential. This was because of the difficulty of making it explode, and the lesser detonation in comparison to dynamite. The main advantage was discovered by German Navy, who employed TNT's relative explosive stability in order to cause massive damage to British warships. Their torpedoes could be detonated inside a ship's armor rather than exploding on contact, as did other shells. I only passed chemistry because my teacher promised I could set things on fire if I studied well. That's a good reason. That is a very good reason. I think it's pronounced trinitrotoluene. But why are there 2 L's? There's only 1 L in the word. That's weird. Oh, that's what TNT is short for. Yeah, that also sounds like a chem teacher loves burning things. Yes, it does. Ooh, we are having a nice discussion today all about things that explode. Lovely. But what's really funny to me is, they always call TNT dynamite in cartoons all the time, and yet it's a separate thing. It serves a similar purpose, but it is not the same thing. Days when we used the Bunsen burner were the funnest days in chemistry. I have to agree with that, because then, you put stuff in bottles that changed color, You got to watch a penny break down into, like, base chemicals and stuff like that. It was fun. I mean, could you use it in your real life? Probably not, but it was fun. Alright, Armstrong's Mixture. Armstrong's Mixture is included in this book as more of a point of interest than as a viable chemical mix. The formula exists as somewhat of a legend in modern pyrotechnist, referenced by those knowledgeable enough to stay away from it as death mix. It is incredibly volatile. Its incredible volatility make it unsuitable for almost all potential applications. Materials required: red phosphorus and barium. This mixture can be carefully and slowly mixed to minimize risk to the chemist. Sulfur can substitute for some or all of the barium to slightly decrease sensitivity. Good to know. Alright, the days when we used the explosive power of dynamite and TNT were often compared and contrasted to each other. You know, that makes sense. I think in cartoons it's because it's been used as in so many other things, e.g. Minecraft, that they do it for familiarity with kids. But no, like, I recall it being used in, like, Looney Tunes cartoons, even. Oh, here comes the fun part. Oh god, is something down here with me? I can't just wait here for whatever's around that corner. Need to hide. Yeah, listen to this soundtrack, okay? You cannot tell me this isn't somewhat primally terrifying. Jesus, I've never been this scared in my life. I can feel my heart racing. If anything gets within more than a few feet of my hiding spot, I'd better not stare it out. Anything within my field of vision might panic me. Then I'm a goner. But yes, there is a good boy near. Unfortunately, he's infected with alien brain juice and needs to die. Minecraft was an example for why it's used modernly, and probably also used in Minecraft for the same reason. True. I didn't say banana, but I said Minecraft. The soundtrack is beautiful, but also anxiety-producing. That is the truth. Okay. Now I think I need to get to the workshop. Storage room. That's where we need to go. Where is the dog? But yes, the soundtrack is beautiful, but also anxiety-inducing. Yes, and this was like one of the earliest frictional games too. So this was like their first foray into making horror. And this game, like Amnesia: The Dark Descent, basically was a perfection of the formula they started with this game. And before this one, actually, there's like a tech demo or something. I need to put my hammer down in order to open the door. Understood. Alright. Ooh, boots. Boots, 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 boots. Locked from the other side. Does that mean there's someone still inside? I can hear chattering. Thank God. Maybe I can get some answers. Maybe, why won't he open? Lighter plus fuel equals happy fire. Spiders equals sad. Very good advice. If the slider wasn't empty, it'd be a handy thing to have. Okay. Rocks plus box. So box minus rock equals open hatch. Steam equals dead. It's locked. Okay, guess we'll go down to the box. Let's add a little bit of a rope block. That way you know, if Mr. Chattery Man is not exactly in the sane department, we can still survive. Oh, it's a pull door. Good to know. Oh, right, that's what we forgot to do in the other room. We forgot to touch the artifact. Touch the artifact. The voices are back. What the hell just happened? I don't know if that was such a good idea. Look, Mr. Whatever your name is, I don't think you said. Touching the... Yes, the Whispers of the Damned. But don't you know, touching the artifact in any game is almost always a good idea. I mean, just look at Dead Space. They harvested an artifact and nothing bad ever happened in that game. Nothing at all.
No.
Hey, Bubby.
No. No. No.
Alright. Just a moment. Baby Cawthorn needs me to read him a book. Eyes, nose, fingers and toes. Clap your hands and make a sound. Wiggle your fingers all around. Bend and reach to touch your toes. Stand up straight, point to your nose. Open your mouth, big and wide. Where's your tongue? It hides inside. Count your eyes, 1 and 2. What color are they? Brown, green, or blue? Now we've said our silly rhyme. Let's play the game one more time. Point to your eyes, mouth, and nose. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. All right. Oh, I did not realize I was unmuted. I thought I had muted myself. Whoops. Sorry. I thought I'd muted myself. I am sorry you had to hear me read an I Get a Story. It's fine. It was... Thank you. Another one.
No.
I think someone's getting tired, huh? Alright. You want to say hi to the internet? You want to say hi to the internet? No? 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 You're just tired? Alright. We'll probably be putting him to bed after this next ad break that's coming in a few minutes. But hopefully we'll get a little farther in that Christ, was that a spider? I don't like spiders. Very few people do. Mr. Whatever your name is. Few people do. Funny thing is, in this area, you never actually get attacked by spiders in this particular part of the game. Alright. Well, let's put this here, because, you know, we'll need a way to get back up, I presume. It looks as if this basement caved in some years ago. Something's tunneled through here more recently, though. Christ, what sort of creature makes these markings? Judging by the spiders and the giant one we just saw a little ways, I'ma say it was a spider. Alright. What's through here? Oh, look! It's a horrible sight. Luckily it's mummified or the smell would have been awful. Aw, poor good boy. That was a dog. Alright. Dry, dusty old bags. Day 1. I begin this record and hope that the great work we have undertaken here might one day be of scientific value, despite the chaos which has ensued in the 6 hours previous. My aim is to remain secure until what help there may be arrives. And to that end, I have barricaded myself into a small workshop area in the abandoned part of the mine. I hope that the meager food rations here will keep me alive, and that those I hide from will not jeopardize that. Perhaps this mine really is cursed. It's almost precisely 30 years since that incident that brought us here, and now, 30 years on, fate has struck again. Day 3. I forecasted that today the rescue crews would arrive, but I can only hypothesize that they would be unaware of my location, and hence busy themselves evacuating the other survivors. If they have not arrived by tomorrow, I will go out in search of them. And we have an ad break here in about 30 seconds, so I'm going to read the rest. I'm going to pause and read the rest of that once it comes back. But in the meantime, Baby Cawthorn is likely going to bed. Because he is getting tired. Ain't you, bud? But yeah, sorry for the little immersion break earlier. Alright. And that break starts in 5 seconds. I'm going to mute. I'm going to make sure I'm muted this time. And you're going to see the rest of that video. At Corvid Communications, we value the work that you give us each and every time you come into work. As such, we would like to advise you on how to best utilize your time here at work. That way, both you and the company get the most benefit from your time here. At work, you need not be running around like a chicken with its head cut off, unsure of where you're supposed to be at any given time. Here are some tips to assist you and help you fulfill your purpose here at Corvid Communications. As mentioned in our presentation on attendance, we expect you to be at your desk and clocked in precisely when your shift is scheduled to begin, no earlier and no later. We will not pay any overtime that accrues from your clocking in early. Your time card will be adjusted accordingly. In addition to your timeliness, you are accountable to your direct supervisor on how you perform your daily tasks. At the beginning of your day, you will be issued a list of tasks that need to be done that day by your supervisor. The first thing you must do after clocking in is create a daily plan for how you are to go about getting each task done. The daily plan must have the following items. All tasks assigned to you for the day, with an accurate estimate of how much time it will take to complete each one. Allocated time for mandatory breaks. Depending on the individual employee's clearance level, an employee may be allowed to schedule non-mandatory breaks as well. Any plans that the employee may have after working hours, including sleep and meals. Any scheduled sick time. Brief reminder. Due to recent changes in our PTO policy, sick time must be put in for at least a year in advance and require a doctor's note in order to be approved. You will then submit this plan to your immediate superior and await approval, which may take up to 30 minutes depending on the size of your team. After your daily plan has been approved, you must go about your daily tasks according to your schedule while ensuring each task is fully completed before moving on. Any task left incomplete when moving on to another task will result in the responsible party being written up. If any tasks take longer than you have accounted for, this will result in extra time spent being deducted from your pay. This includes any sudden overtime tasks your supervisor has you perform, as well as time spent waiting on approval of your plan for the day. If your supervisor calls you, for any reason, you are responsible to be at the office as soon as they call, regardless of the task expected of you. Any time spent between the call and your clocking in will be deducted from time spent performing overtime tasks. Adhering to productivity expectations will lead to a long and glorious career in corporate communications as you climb the corporate ladder. We understand that. Alright, looks like everyone's back. We'll get back into it. Oop. Back to game. Alright, let's read the rest of that notebook, shall we? Okay, that one. My first mistake was to make Day 6. My first mistake was to make assumptions on the matter of rescue. My second mistake was to make assumptions on the safety of this mine. My third mistake was to act on both of those assumptions in going outside of my safe haven. My best estimate is that I left the workshop where I was secured about 2 days ago in search of aid, and I found only danger. I approached the old living quarters, but curiously could find no sign of life whatsoever. I returned in what I thought was the direction from which I had come, but soon found myself in an unfamiliar locale. Confused but focused, I attempted to make my way home, but found myself threatened by some species of feral creature, which seems to have made this old mine its home. Although the specimen bore significant interest to me, I chose to retreat, only to find myself outmaneuvered and outnumbered by the beasts. I turned and ran, injuring my ankle in the process, which I believe now is most likely a sprain rather than a fracture. For some time, I cowered and fled into the dark, but a few hours ago I discovered a door leading to a smaller, disused part of the mine, the key for which I still have in my pocket. Within that area, I discovered this storeroom, and I think it should keep me safe for some time. This place is a maze. Lesson learned. I will not venture out again until I am certain the area is safe. Day 19. Rescue seems increasingly unrealistic. Supplies diminishing. Lots of spiders in this place. I do not like spiders. Day 34. I caught one of the accursed 8-legged beasts nestling in my open mouth when I woke up this morning. In my surprise, I swallowed it. It's not so much the act of swallowing which concerned me, but the genus of arachnid. It would be unlikely that a cave-dwelling spider would be venomous to any significant degree, but the possibility troubles me all the same. Yeah, it may have been cute, Light, but I went from reading that to reading this. Day 35. Any known venom would have affected me by now, and so today is the first minor cause for celebration I've had since the incident. By lucky coincidence, this revelation also means I have discovered a virtually inexhaustible supply of nutrition. Ugh. He's eating spiders. I intend to venture into the basement beneath the storeroom in the name of science to discover more about these creatures' natural habitat. Day 50. For 4 days now, I have been surviving solely off the quite considerable sustenance provided by the spiders. For some time, I was struggling to gather enough of the crunchy little morsels. However, Lady Luck smiled upon me once more when my batteries and my torch died, and I made a second life-saving finding. The creature's natural habitat is the dark. With my light now diminished, I need only lie still for a few minutes, and I will have attracted enough of the beasts for a rather hearty meal. Yeah, that doesn't sound good. It was either the spiders or the weird alien juice. Yeah, that's fair. That steam could blister flesh from bone in an instant. I know. I've seen it happen. Oh. If it weren't for the size of the pieces, I would say it looks like eggshells. Have you seen an ostrich egg, Mr. Protagonist? Day 71. My earlier assumptions on the benign nature of my cellmates may have been made in error. After a careful autopsy, I am concerned that there may be a small volume of natural chemicals stored in the stomach which, if ingested regularly over a period of time, may become psychotropic, or even lethal. My only real choice is to break out of here and raid any stashes of supplies I can find. However, the evidence against such a move is insurmountable. 1. I have no source of light. 2. I swore to myself I wouldn't leave until I heard human voices outside. I doubt it's something as lovely as an ostrich. That's fair. 3. The spiders are so tasty. Maybe an acquired taste, I presume. Ugh. I don't care for spiders. Day 100. From the marks I have been making on the walls, and my scribbled diary entries, which, in the dark, may amount to an illegible scrawl, today is the 100th day of my new life. Over the past month, my edible friends have become more and more aggressive, and have swelled in number and size. Whether or not this is a result of my plundering their ecosystem, I am unsure. However, at this rate of growth, they will soon be too large to crawl through the gaps in the walls. For all I know, I could only be seeing the tip of the iceberg. If all fails, I am never recovered, I hope at last that my study of, and indeed involvement with, these fascinating creatures will one day be regarded as an important point in natural history. The greatest names in modern science got there more through fluke than talent, and it appears that this rule has extended itself to my discovery of this delicious new species. I see he's following the Charles Darwin method of scientific study. Eat the science. Charles Darwin ate a lot of the stuff he studied. I only pray that the second rule deems my breakthrough too insignificant, for all great discoveries tend to consume their inventor. Well, you were consuming them, so I'd say fair's fair. Ouch. Why did I think you were gonna say fuck around and find out? I don't know. I seem to be injured. I'm losing blood, but I should be okay. Lock. Well, it's gotten me through a lot of locks so far, so... it worked. This is more or less the scientific method. Well, it worked well enough. Battery. Fluid lighter gas. I believe that is called fuel, because gas implies that it is in fact a gas. Let me break it. Let me break it. I desire to break it. Sounds like there's a minor leak coming from these steam pipes. Oh really? We only passed how many of those pipes on the way here? Way to point out the obvious. Oh, I should probably turn interact mode off. Okay, we're back in the tunnels. In the crickety-crawlety tunnels where we keep hearing a bunch of stuff going on. Well, something happened up there. And since it's our only way out, it's kind of time we find out what it was. Lest we join our friend in feasting upon spiders. I think someone's been dragged through here. I've never seen this much blood before. That was my best chance to get some answers. Okay, a key... Day 200. It has been some time since I recorded any findings in relation to the spiders with whom I have shared my existence for the past 8 months, partly due to my enforced retreat from their basement territory. Not too long ago, their behavior became overtly aggressive, so I have attempted to barricade the main entrance to their lair and secured myself within one of the smaller rooms above it. The only one with an operational door lock. Yes, that is more or less the scientific method realm of light. The other reason is that I have been recovering from a minor operation which I was forced to conduct myself without the aid of anesthesia. Oh, like that one dude in Antarctic Russia who had to remove his own appendix. Even if I did have any anesthetic or surgical tools, I couldn't afford to be less than diligent in my work, so anesthesia was out. Surgical tools are all well and good, but although it may be becoming old and rusty, I still trust my penknife to do the job just as well. What is a penknife? I must ask. The procedure itself was elementary enough. A simple amputation of a non-vital organ. I began to notice a thick glue-like substance forming on my tongue, and was forced to accept that it had become infected through constant toxin ingestion. Day 300. Another century of days comes and goes. It seems like so long since I escaped here. At some stage since my last entry, I attempted to return from whence I came. That from which I originally was fleeing seems a fate far worse than the one I now face. However, in the time since I arrived from the larger mind system, a cave-in has occurred, blocking any further progress. I was forced to return and accept whatever end life has in store for me. I still hear my aggressive little friends scratching on the door to my cell. Okay. Yeah, I'd say that looked like his tongue looks a bit infected. The largest spider I have ever seen, with the gut carved open. Looks like he was still attempting to eat the spiders. This hole isn't large enough for a man. Not that I'd go anywhere near it, even if it was. What burrowed out this tunnel? I mean, it's probably spiders. Just saying. Also, why did he eat the spiders? There was jerky here. I'd say jerky, though dry, is delicious and a far better fate than spiders. Oops, all spider. I hear something down here with me. Luckily, unlike any other frictional game, this is the only one where you can actually kill the enemies. You've just got to be very persistent. Okay, I think the workshop's where we want to go now. Where are you? You ain't getting the drop on me, I'm gonna get the drop on you. Might be a good idea to block the door if that grog creature's back there. I don't want it sneaking up on me. We are going to ignore that advice. Hello, doggy. Goodbye, doggy. I just gotta be on your level. Come at me, doggo. Come at me. Oh. Death is the final unknown game. Come hither, good boy. Lock the door. Might be a good idea to block the door if that dog creature's back there. You mean exactly what I just did? If I weigh blocked him. If I weigh down with rock, dog can't break. Oh, hello, dog. Come hither, good boy. You know, I used to be far better at this game and managing to kill the things. I need something to tell me where to go. I know I need a code for that door. This is probably the game. Oh! I love my workshop. It has too great a hunting ground to let others gorge their faces. One cannot help but feel for those without such delicate mousy morsels on which to munch. For Red ate ravenously of their flesh today, and shall continue to do so. This is possible thanks solely to the button pad I installed on the door, and yet Red's mind is working somewhat backwards today. So now I just need to get to the workshop door. Okay, let's see. Journal, notebook. 8412. We have opened the door. Alright, what's here? Flare, mysterious artifact. It was different, but the same that time. Like I had more control. But over what? Well, that's not good. It could just be a piece of ice reflecting the light, or more likely my imagination. But something's definitely catching the eye. A pickaxe. It might be do more damage than the hammer, so it is going to become what we kill the dog with. Because if we don't kill the dog, it is going to murder us. And if it murders us, we cannot complete the game. And it makes a much more satisfying thunk sound. Okay. Okay, that was probably a checkpoint. Smash door. There's flare. Why can I not get flare? Alright, that's not gonna be good. We're going to need long pieces of wood. Long pieces of wood. And we're going to need to put down the thing I have found. There we go. Explosives. Damn it. How am I going to get in there now? The door looks very weak and old. It's just so tough. I can't help but think of it. It just makes me want to... Oh. Let's see. Do I have string or anything like that? I have painkillers, apparently. Looks homemade cherry bombs. Very small explosive, probably soaked through by now. Let's see. More dynamite. Another flare. I need a string, otherwise the Maxitrin is basically useless. So It was probably in the storage room, wasn't it? Storage room, and I missed it. God, more webs. I hope that hole was there before the spiders and not the other way around. Yeah, that's a pretty good thing to hope, Mr. Game Protagonist Man. It looks ancient. It's old. I don't even know what it'd be used for. Alright. Let's get back into the cell, and we have an old Yeller to put down. For reals this time, because we have a better weapon. Come hither, good boy. There you are. Come at me. No, why do we have to fight the doggo? Because doggo is murderous. That is why. I took no delight in killing a good bull. Trinitotoluene. Could be used for mining operations, but I don't see a fuse. Yes, I too am disappointed. But hey, at least now we can move around freely, because now there's no danger. But yes, Realm of Light, I too am really sad we have to kill the dog, but we don't really have another option. Also, do you think if I were to whack this with my pickaxe it would kill us? Looks like the answer's no. So now we need to find a string. I have a theory, but I'm not sure. Is there another dog? If there is, we're gonna find out. Because that is the scientific way. You F around, you find out, you learn the science. Okay, nothing here, nothing there, nothing there. No strings attached. Can I lift this up? Oh wait, did I check these drawers? Nothing in there. Nothing in there. Nothing in there. Well, another artifact to touch, let's do it. A man, an old man, clutching something unseen. He is strange, and yet he is no stranger. Never seen before, still I know. This man before me is Howard. I call him Howard, Father. This must be tied to what's going on here. If I keep experimenting, I may discover something useful. Or have a heart attack. You know, considering the situation we're in, either is probably an okay outcome. Considering we are in a place where we are most likely to die. Oh, hello, doggy. Both may happen at the same time, who knows? Indeed, who knows? Hello, doggy. So there were 2 dogs. Good to know. Not really knowledge I wanted, but still. But yeah, Realm of Light, who knows? We could all die down here. In this strange mine we found ourselves in. Because we decided to follow the letter of our father, whom we never met, because we just wanted answers. Okay, no string here. We need string, but there's no string in this room. No string here, no string here. No string here. I mean, couldn't we, like, get string from, like, the spider web? Maybe a little light would help us out here. Doesn't look like hell. But hey, we don't need to worry about not being seen anymore, so we can run with impunity. See, was there anything back here besides the ladder? No, there was not. And there's nothing here. Seriously, finding string is like the hardest thing so far. Other than, you know, dying to the dogs twice. But, you know, we don't need to talk about that. We don't need to talk about it. Hard Rock Hess, Oh, Jakin, thank you for the raid! Welcome in, Chef. Mokamoth, Hard Rock Hess, how are you all today? I hope you are well. We are currently trying to find string so we can... Oh no, viewer scuff. Viewer scuff? Well, is there something wrong? Jason Raid, Lockcat. Thank you for the raid, Jakin. What were you playing today? I messed up the it happens. You know, it happens to everybody. Okay, dead dog. Half the raid message porked. It happens. But yes, welcome in, raiders. I hope you had a wonderful time. Kingdom Come Deliverance. Yeah, you've been really into that one lately. Chef choofing it. But hey, it happens. Also, Jakin, don't be afraid to go, you know, have a rest or anything like that. You know, get a drink, get a food, get a snack. Anything you need to do. Use the bathroom. Do it. Yes, lore accurate, choof. Chef Lion, thank you for the daily sacrifice. Welcome back, by the way. Like I said, currently we are trying to find... You know, this model, after we left and came back, is actually creepier than the dogs themselves. Like earlier, it just looked like a standard zombie dog, but this looks like something that has been twisted by an eldritch being. Chef Lion, not Chef Lion, Hard Rock Hess, thank you for the daily sacrifice. Also welcome back, because I'm pretty sure you've been here before too. But yes, currently we're having the devil of a time looking for string. A piece of string so we can make a fuse so we can explore further into the mine, because basically it's either explore the mine or just sit and wait for death to claim us. But you know, at least we, you know, satisfy our scientific curiosity. Alright, got that. I'm guessing string must be in here then, I would think. But there's no sign of string. There is no sign of string. There is no sign of string. There's gunpowder in an explosive room, but there is no sign of string. But hey, you know, we're getting really good at breaking barrels. Just like Donkey Kong would have wanted. Actually, I'm pretty sure Donkey Kong would have... What is in box? Hey, maybe I can use some string to make a few... Brilliant. One step closer to setting off an explosion. It was in a box. Okay, soak it in Baxitrin like the game told us. And now we go soak it in gunpowder. Alright, put it in. And fuse. Unbelievably, this is the first fuse I'd ever made. Well, considering you're a physics professor and not a chemistry professor, I can very much believe that this is the first fuse you've ever made. Oh, right. Lighter probably needs fuel. Good old Zippo lighter. Sorry. Good old unbranded flicking lighter. Oh no, it is a Zippo lighter. It was they are presenting brand. See, put that on number 3. Alright. Put that there. And now... The fuse is running faster than I thought. Take cover. Oh, wait, I don't think they'd kill us right here now, would they? Yes. Yes, they would. Okay, let's try that again, this time actually taking cover. Because that was exceedingly dumb of me to have done that.
Eat a 2-week-old unrefrigerated pie.
Yeah, I deserve that one. I mean, generally it's not a great idea to stand right next to an explosion. Oh, come on now, you've seen Lucas enough times in my stream to know. Immortal until proven otherwise. Okay, need to get further away. I didn't even see, I just heard the explosion. Yes, I did do it twice. The second time was because I thought I was safe behind the cover. Mr. Cawthor. Yes, I know. I know. Okay, might need to leave the room. You know what? That's what I'm gonna do this time. See, it said take cover, so I immediately thought, okay, I'm behind a cover. I will be fine. Yes, I get a second one. I deserve a second one. But also, yes, Hard Rock Hess, you are right. I did have to leave the room. It's not much of an opening, but it'll have to do. Potholing has always terrified me. What is potholing? Let me introduce you to this fun little concept called a blast radius. I understand the concept of a blast radius, I just didn't think that it would play it so straight. I just thought I had to get behind cover, enough that it would absorb the pressure wave that comes with an explosion, which is partially why it can kill you, even if you don't get necessarily ignited by the explosion. But anyway, let's read some text real fast before we move on. When I look back, I can't think what spurred me to go deeper into the mine. Perhaps it was arrogance at still being alive, or something as ridiculous as facing adversity and coming out on top. Now, I know I would have been better off starving or being mauled to death than kick-starting the chain of events that led me to end up here, writing to you. I just hope once you understand my story, you will have what's necessary to put an end to this tale. I certainly didn't. Oh look, big shipping containers. Maybe the lore was that the explosion knocked that shelf onto you or splintered the boxes. That would make some sense. I'm just saying there was no indication of exactly how far I had to go away. Alright. The noises down here are so alien compared to the way sound travels on the surface. That rockfall almost sounded organic. Oh look, there's another doggo behind the gate. Hello. Hello, doggy, you cannot get me over here. I am safe here. There is nothing that can kill me here. Alright, let's see. More beef jerky. Emergency procedures. In the event of an emergency, all mine workers are asked to follow the standard emergency procedures, detailed in the leaflet provided. Rescue services will already be on their way, and so under no circumstances should employees attempt to aid colleagues themselves or contact the emergency services. Official leaflet from company tells me not to help people or contact emergency services, which makes me think that's the exact thing I really should do. This code sheet is provided for use in the extremely unlikely event that you are trapped in the mine with no way in, which to signal or otherwise contact emergency crews. In this scenario, you should ensure the stability of the surrounding environment by gently tapping and feeling the rock. Once you feel certain that there is no risk of rock slide, check to see if you have any form of communications device at hand and attempt to send a distress signal using the code sheet. Should such a device be unavailable or damaged, begin firmly tapping out a message on the wall of the cave. Rescue crews will hear you and arrive promptly to dig you out. Morse reference. Be careful. This careful enough? This seems careful enough. Fuses. It says 50 amp fuse. The box is empty. Still, the contents can't be far away. Like in these be careful boxes? Sure, maybe. These metal crates, they look textured like wood. Broom. Looking around, I'm not sure this broom saw much active duty. We have collected the most powerful weapon of all. A broom. Oh look, that looks like a fuse up there. Boxes. More boxes. Makeshift ladder. The type my son will probably make when he is older. Standard 5v5 fuse. Got it. Alright. With our broom, we are the most powerful thing in existence. A janitor. Don't tell Puddles I said that. Alright. Comms equipment. Can't be within signal range. 12th of January, 72. I'm assuming 1972. Boys, I'd come to have a word with you myself, but I've got more important things to do than piss about making sure you're all doing your jobs properly. Now, I know there's a certain amount of camaraderie between you lot, playing pranks and jokes on each other. It comes with the territory, and that's fine, so long as you don't add me to your list. God knows you need something to keep you entertained down here. However, you all know full well that Penrose has some very deep-seated issues with his height, so anyone who thought it'd be a good idea to sabotage his generator, then hide all the spare fuses on the top shelf in the storeroom, would quite clearly need his head examined. You get me? In other news, Jones, who is Jones, I want that inventory done yesterday. And the rest of you, it's not all fun and games, you hear? On a serious note, another radio's gone missing, and you'd better hope to God that means one of you lost it, because stealing ain't a pretty word in my book. And it's the third one this month, which means the amnesty on coming clean is fast coming to a close. Then there'll be repercussions, got it? What's strange is you're all supposed to be working in pairs, so nobody should be able to get their hands on a radio without the other spotting it. When I find out who's responsible, I'm gonna find out how they got away with it so long. Then I'm gonna fling them out into the snow and leave them there. They'll just disappear into the night, just like all those radios. Harvard, lead mindful. This boss sounds like a real piece of work. Comm radio. That beeping coming from the speakers. Maybe there's someone out there after all. Oh. Emergency procedures pamphlet. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Dash, dash, dash. Okay, I feel like I need a pencil. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, is it giving me the numbers? Okay, let's get that notes up there again. One, two, three, four, 5. Okay, 5. Okay, 7, 5, 7. I need to write this down somewhere. Like it's sticky. Okay. Okay. Add a note. Exit that one. 5, 7. Okay, 3 dashes, 3 dots, and then 2 dashes, so 5, 7, 3. And what is the fourth one? Okay, so 5, 7, 3, 8. That's got to be the combo. Okay. 5738, that's probably the code. Hello, doggy. Let's see if it works. Just like everything else done here, it's old, decaying, and not working. Okay, I'm betting the answer lies in this room. It's a propane gas canister, highly pressurized. Does it come with propane accessories? There'd have to be some kind of backup system for the electricity. I think this may be part of it. Maybe a little bit. Okay. I wonder how many accidents they had before this was put up. I shudder to think. You know, this does not seem like that secure of a thing. But I feel like pushing the box down the hole, so... Bedtime. Good night, everyone. Good night, Realm of Light. You have a good evening. Alright. I feel like pushing this down the hole. This place looks like it was built before the creation of OSHA. You know, it was the 70s, so there's actually a pretty good chance it might have been. I don't know when OSHA was founded specifically. Sticking things in holes is usually pretty fun. A battery. Oh, goody. The walls whisper. Yes. Tell me all the fun things. All the dark secrets. All the hidden things at the horrors of at the edges of reality. What? Am I wrong? You are not wrong. OSHA was established on April 28th, 1971. Okay, so this wasn't 70. This would have been just after OSHA was made, but also this was, I'm assuming, British owned, so not exactly sure when the British equivalent of OSHA was made. These look like industrial fuses. No, really? You could have fooled me. But yeah, that's good to know, Meldeborn, but I'm not sure if, like, the British equivalent. Most places weren't fully OSHA compliant until the late 70s, I think. Yeah? Yeah, that makes sense. Alright. Grab the notes. Steelberg Generator, Type 7G. Congratulations
On your purchase of the Type 7 product line, we're certain that you will be pleased with your new petrol-driven electrical backup system. Below are highlighted just a few of the added and improved features of the 7G model. Avoid personal wear and tear. The wind-up startup motor has been replaced with a battery-driven unit. Grease in the industrial workplace can be an accident-inducing insurance nightmare, so enjoy the new increased grease control system. Electrical insulation can be expensive to install and maintain, so the economical 7G basic model arrives without. And much, much more.
So what you're saying is this thing's a death trap. Got it.
Quick Start Guide. Ensure the area surrounding the 7G is clear of equipment and personnel in case of overheating. Connect and confirm secondary flows by turning the appropriate valve. Turn on the cooling system to avoid overheating. Release excess steam until pressure is within safe limits. Begin grease flow, ensuring leakage is minimal. Turn main valve and confirm primary flow. Pull main operation lever. Check energy output. Your unit should now be fully functional.
So what you're saying is this thing don't have anything to help it. To help keep it running. There. Blind experimentation never achieves anything. I've jotted a note just in case. Okay, so it's battery powered, but where does that... That looks like a place for a battery. Okay, battery in, startup functional, we should be set. At this generator's age, it's a wonder it sparks at all. There's probably just a power surge. And there's where the fuse goes. We should finally be ready now, if this old fuse holds out, that is. Okay, so I'm assuming we're gonna want to turn on this first, and then cooling. Generator manual. Okay. Turn on cooling system. So I'm going to assume this one is cooling since steam goes up. Turn on. Let's see, release excess steam. So I'm going to assume that's this one. And then notes, begin grease flow. This is watery, so I'm going to assume that. And then this one here. And now, we pull the lever. My gosh, we did it. We got the power! This thing's huge. It must be around 3.5 megawatts. But it's pretty old. Certainly enough to light a few bulbs, though. So we just got the generator running. We've got our code. We've touched the spooky artifact. It feels as if I'm leaving my body for just a moment, but not just hovering around. It's like I go someplace. What are these things? Oh, look at all the lights. Let's see. It's a narrowband communication radio. Huh. I remember building one of these in my first electronics class. I probably did a better job of it as well. Oh, we got an ad break coming in about 5 minutes. Let's go ahead and snooze that. Okay, I wrote down the code. It's 573... Oh, wait, let's check the radio, see if anyone else can come on. That noise, for some reason I really don't like it. I've got to get a grip. Alright, got a pickaxe, and we're going to code the thing once we do. We've already made it a pretty decent way into the game, I'd say, because I remember this being pretty decently far in. Alright.
Good day. Good day, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Good day.
Well, I hope that your ears are working better than your tongue, so that you might use them to listen to my words. You have turned on the light at the end, beginning, and middle of the tunnel, but some things remain shrouded in darkness.
Interesting.
My emergency message I hope has helped, but what you need now is to the wall hole to the right of the fence. Oh, go now, there is no time to explain. Well, in fact, time is one of the few things we have in abundance down here. What surprises are spoiled by such catty curiosity.
He has a very interesting accent I can't quite place. Well, time to kill a dog. And solve problems. Oh, you are not an average dog. That dog took more hits than I thought he would. Oh dear. Oh, no wonder I'm not crouching. Okay, so you can take one more hit than the other dogs. Okay. Mr. Person said go to the right to the auxiliary shaft. And we don't need this little sticky note anymore. Oh, it crashed. Well, that's no fun. That was a perfectly wrong moment for it to crash. But I suppose we are reaching the end anyway, so we'll go ahead and go to the Just Chatting screen, shall we? I hope everyone had a good time tonight. I know I personally had a lot of fun with this. I greatly enjoy this game. As stated before, it is my first ever experience in the horror genre. So much. Yes, a lot for me too, in fact. A very much lot. But like I said, it's the first horror game I ever played. I want to say in about 7th or 8th grade when I first played this. I was at a friend's house. Yes, I was at a friend's house, and he had a computer. He had this game, and he was like, hey, I've been looking for a buddy to try this out with. Because I was spending the night over there. Because, we were teenagers, and that's what you do. And we played it. We got to the scene where the dog first appeared. We did not know how easy it was to kill the dogs in this game, or that you could. So we did not sleep that night, mostly because of fear and also because his dog decided to make a noise that sounded very similar to the dogs in the game by barking at things that were outside. Needless to say, we were well and spooked. Also, for those of you who are new here who might have missed the earlier announcement, I have a little bit... I don't know why I decided to do this on my birthday month, but... Yes, woo. But yes, I am running a little bit of a loading delay, and thank you for the daily sacrifice, and welcome in. As I was saying, we are running a 30-day challenge where if we reach 100% of our goal, we are going to have me cover a villain song, which I will then run a poll for. Loading delay does contribute to that. Thank you. But yes, we're running that. If we reach our goal by the time it ends, I am going to basically run a poll with 3 villain songs I really enjoy, and we are going to have me cover one of them after that poll runs its end. Also in the works, I am finally completing another game review, which is something I have actually stopped working on for a while, just because life's kind of been busy. But we will be returning to making more of those soon, and probably making some more Corvid Crunchies in the future. Corvid Crunchies are my cooking videos on YouTube, in case you're wondering. So, before we leave, can we get a preview of what the song... I already have I haven't exactly finalized the song I want to the song options, but I was thinking either Toxic Love from Fern Gully, Hellfire from Hunchback of Notre Dame, or Friends on the Other Side from Princess and the Frog. Yes, I know, yes, those are songs I very much enjoy. Honestly, most Disney villain songs are just the best ones in the... Oh, I should add a 4th. I should add In the Dark of the Night. That's another one I really like. Alright, so before we close out for the evening, I'm just going to do some usual In the Dark of the Night... No, but neither is Toxic Love by Fern Gully, is it? But they're very memorable songs, and they are absolutely delightful. So, I'm just going to do my usual plug. If you want to get a more of a hands-on look of what's going on in Corvid Communications, there's always my Discord. It's free to join, it does not cost money, and you will be officially under the employ of Corvid Communications Incorporated. Those are good, but if you ask me, Be Prepared is my favorite. I am open to suggestions. In fact, I may make that a little bit of a forum post on my Discord. So, let's see, that's about it. Yes, this Friday, we are playing Shadows Over Loathing. I think being your employee might be a conflict with my role at Bureau Arcana. That's fair. That's very fair. But also, who says the Bureau Arcana needs to know? Trekkintosh, thank you for following. Welcome to the Corvid Communication shareholders. Poor unfortunate souls. Yes, that's also... There are a lot of wonderful villain songs out there. I can't sing them all, and this challenge is for one. Beloved song. My chibi arts are so freaking cute. Yeah, I have personally done none of those. Those were either done by loading delayed or done by... Oh, pre-roll ads are on. That's not fun. Yeah. True, people are allowed to have multiple jobs. But yes, we are going to be having a more comedically dark take with Shadows Over Loathing on Friday. That will be at the same time as this stream is. But before we close out, I need to find who we're going to raid out to tonight. Let's see who's on, shall we? Chef is on. Let's see. Let's raid out to Chef Lion. He's been part of my audience for... The Bureau is literally supposed to investigate people like... Well, what better way to investigate than by joining the company? Let's do it. I gotta clock in for him anyway. I drive a hard bargain. But yes, we're going to raid out to Chef Lion. Chef Lion's actually been a follower of mine for a while. Thank you for the redeem. You are his mod after all. That's fair. But yes, I'm going to send you to Chef Lion because he is streaming and honestly, he deserves more views. No, it was perfectly fine. Like, that's the thing about redeems. I don't get to control when they're done. You control when they're being done, and the timing is on you. And after all, isn't half the fun of loud sound redeems being to disrupt the train of thought of the streamer? Anyway, I'm sending you out to Chef Lion, who's playing Tales of Arise, which is part of the Tales series, which I have very little experience with, but I hear they're good. And Chef Lion is a supernatural chef. Yes, his Rowren Grill could always use more customers. Yes, they should. Anyway, let's get that raid set up. I hope you all have a wonderful evening, and always remember, at Corvid Communications, we won't leave you eating crow. Have a good night.